Okay, so I'm playing Stellaris because I wasn't really feeling like playing Minecraft anymore. Not right now. And Stellaris looked like a lot of fun, so I'll do that. It's just a space game where uh it's a space game where you pick a race or you create your own and then you use that to try to take over the galaxy. So United Nations of Earth will always appear in a regular game instead of a randomly generated empire. Yeah, I have played this before, so some things are a little bit different. But, so let's make a new one. Because you can do a bunch of different stuff, like Commonwealth of Man, which is already made. Which is basically uh Unity or Earth. So apparently it's like this was Earth, and then this was like a, I don't know, man. This is just another human faction or group. Uh sure, let's create new empire. Okay. So appearance, we could do a humanoid type thing or like a mammal. Platypus. We could do reptilian. Mark Zuckerberg. Avian. It's supposed to be like bird, I guess. Bird-like. Penguin guy. Arthropod. It's like bugs and sea creatures and stuff. Molluscoid. And fungoid. Just little fungus guys. All pretty wacky looking. Hmm. He looks like a derp. These all look weird. Little fox guy. I think we're either gonna go with this one or with. Yeah, this guy looks pretty good. They look rational. You can kind of empathize with them. Species name. Let's see. Let's see what they give us randomly. Husko. Izki. Thelmar. Etrelian. Etrianoids. Ztrackpor. I don't know. Or Scoffo. Yeah, sure. Or Scoffins. Scoffin. Okay. I like N. Okay. Biography. We have to write an entire backstory. Shoot. Okay, so they evolved from strange mammal-like creatures swimming in primordial soup into these rational... What did they say they were called? Anthropoid? Hello? That's weird. Anthropoid creatures. For millennia, they looked to the stars for answers. Now, in possession, now, finally in possession of spacefaring, traveling they may find the answers they seek. I'll have more to add, I guess, when we, molluscoid. Yeah, sure. I don't really care about the names because... Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I don't really care about the names because it's not a huge change. Traits. Oh, wait. Agrarian. This species has a deep connection to land and make expert farmers and gardeners. Let's see, slow breeders. I don't really want that. Slow learners? Maybe. Quarrelsome? Less unity. Weak. Sedentary. Solitary. Solitary might work, because 5% happiness isn't that big of a deal, I don't think. Repugnant. Nah. Deviance. Governing ethics attraction. Sure. So now we have 3 trait points that we can pick. Or, yeah, 3 trait points. So we fill them up with these. So this is sort of like a bad thing that gives us more trait points to use. So like, even though people tend to be rebellious, we are intelligent and nah, I don't like intelligent. Industrious? Sure. And rapid breeders. Maybe. More unity? Or more babies? I like more babies. More babies. Very good. more minerals, and that could give us like plus 20% minerals. Dang. Charismatic. Decadent. Yeah, okay, that seems fine. Variety of successful nations that have unified to create their galactic empire all share a common trait. What's... Yeah. Nah, that sounds really lame. Yeah, this is fine. I'll just leave it at that. Name and class. Homeworld name? Sure. Trinary system, where each star has its own planetary system. Where 3 stars are clustered together at its center. Binary system, where the 2 stars are clustered together at its center. Binary system, where each star has its own planetary system. Let's do random, I guess. Yeah, so we have a continental world, that's great. City appearance. Sure, that kind of fits with it. Oh. What did they mean by name and class? Whatever. And, okay, so government and ethics. I like liking other people. Okay, materialist. Robot upkeep minus 10%, research speed plus 5%. That's not bad. Okay, so we can't have a democracy. Democracy is kind of annoying because every 10 years you had to use one of your rulers to, like, govern. So you're always switching out one of your guys who were doing something, like probably researching something, and you had to, like, hire a new one to research that, and they didn't have any of the, Anyways, I digress. 20 years doesn't seem that bad. Probably not. Trading hubs produce 1 additional energy. Starts with space trading technology already unlocked. Kind of like the idea of that. Cutthroat politics. Technocracy. Research alternatives +1. That seems pretty good. Slaves. Election influence costs, I don't care. The population of this repressive society is carefully monitored. Mining guilds, just more mining. That's not the worst thing. Meritocracy. Functional architecture. We can add one of these later, I think. So, I'm thinking technocracy. It's called a science directorate. The government is a materialistic form of oligarchy where the committee of scientists supervises the government apparatus for maximum efficiency. Okay, so we're not against war. That's important, because if you're against war, then you're kind of everybody's like you're sort of at the mercy of everybody around you. Empire name. Azak Ile. And that means for the good, or it just means all for one and one for all. It's the same, yeah, because that's super cool. Adjective. Sure. I like how they ask for like adjectives here and there, because it feels a lot like a freaking what's the term? It's like your pronoun. Like, what are your pronouns? What are your adjectives? I mean, that's pretty cool. Secondary color. Primary color. That's pretty cool. Like that. Maybe that. Yeah. That's not bad. Ship appearance. Sure. Ruler. Ooh, that looks cool. That looks snappy. I like that. There's 20 rooms. Better settle it. Nope. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, okay, that's good. Alright. Looks like we have our people. So, they're arthropoid. Merskopins. These are their names, traits. They are deviants, so they're rebellious and they don't like the ethics that are governing them. they're industrious, so they produce way more minerals, and they breed rapidly. They live on a continental world, and their preferred type of climate is wet. Their homeworld is Myria. They live in a Molskoid city. The government ethics are authoritarian, xenophile, and materialist. Wait, do I want authoritarian? That might be better. Faction influence gain, consumer goods cost. It's just fire rate and... So what are the things I can get? I can get a spiritualist, which I don't really want to do. Well, monthly unity isn't that bad, and edicts aren't bad. I don't really want to do xenophobe. Like, plus I'm xenophile, so I can't really do that. I can't do either of those. I can do militarist, authoritarian, egalitarian, pacifist, which I don't want to do. So one of these three. Can use the no retreat war doctrine. That's pretty helpful. It doesn't really prevent you from doing anything. Cannot use autocratic government forms. Allows utopian living standards. Cannot have impoverished living standards for full citizenship species. Cannot enslave entire species and cannot displace aliens. This is really helpful with border friction, so like if you're up against another like what's the term? Empire? They won't get as mad at you if you're like fighting over like, well, not fighting, but like if your borders are like switching back and forth over like one particular system, they'll be like, ah, no, it's good. And then diplomatic influence cost, it's like just easier to get aliens to do things for you. This doesn't let us have the impoverished living standards. Yeah, sure, why not? I think I've done this before, though. I think this is almost exactly what I did with, my other species that I made, but whatever. I'm just doing whatever I want. Yeah, so these are our ethics. We are xenophile, militarist, and materialist. Our name is Azak Eleth Zormu, or shortened to Zormuian. And this is our flag. We have a Molskoid ships, and this is our ruler. Okay. Save. Done. Okay, so let's see. How big do I want it to be? How big? So we could do small, tiny. Let's do small, I think. And we can have... randomized 3 to 7. Yeah, 5 to 10 seems fair. Advanced AI starts off, because no thank you. I'm so bad at this game. Fallen Empires. Sure. Tech tradition cost. Habitable worlds. Let's do 1.25. Sure. Primitive civilizations. Let's do 1.25. Crisis strength. Mid-game start year. End game. Sure, 100 years. Difficulty in sign. Yeah, we're gonna go easy. Then they don't need to be they don't need to be aggressive. Random clusters. Sure, we could do random advanced neighbors. Oh, hyperlane density. Abandoned gateways. Wormhole pairs. Iron Man mode. Off. You have to do Iron Man for the achievements. Yeah, sure. Wait, I didn't decide how everybody was gonna be doing. Okay, whatever. In the eons since the first primitive Merscopo communities took shape in the meadows and forests of Myria, our civilization has spread and prospered. Through scientific progress, we have managed to stamp out the superstitions that ruled the minds of our ancestors. As reason and rational thought spread among our people, the inefficient nation states that we had until then organized the inefficient nation states that we had until then organized ourselves into were disbanded, and a council of our most accomplished scientists were gathered to rule in their stead. Now, after the discovery of the hyperlane network, the finest minds of the Azax Elith Zormu have finished development of the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Okay. Right, okay. I didn't pick what kind of galaxy we were in. I didn't want that. That is no good. Exit to desktop. Oh, it's almost like you don't get to do that anymore. That's weird. Okay, that's fine. We'll just do this new one. In the eons since the first primitive Merscopo communities took shape in the meadows and forests of Myria, our civilization has spread and prospered. Through scientific progress, ugh, we have managed to stamp out the superstitions that ruled the minds of our ancestors. As reason and rational thought spread among our people, the inefficient nation-states that we had until then organized ourselves into were disbanded, and a council of our most accomplished scientists was gathered to rule in their stead. Now, after the discovery of the hyperlane network, the finest minds of the Azak Elith Zormu have finished development of the first hyperdrive. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so what we want is Carefree, Spark of Genius, research speed plus 10, research speed plus 5. Oh, okay, I see. Capacity overload. $115 months, 153 months, 77, 77. Physics lab or power plant 2. Sure. Biolab. Ground defense planning. Population growth speed. Better farm. So what we have here. Oh, that's true. We didn't decide what guns we used. I mean, like coil guns, I guess, are fine. I think. I guess we can do this one. Sure. And then we have our military power. Wait, what? Things look very different for me. Research station. Mining station. Okay, let's see. Shipyard, that's there. Military fleets. Civilian construction ship. Everything seems very strange to me. Apparently I can't send my guys to... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I'm getting very frustrated about this. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Load game. I can't load the game. And for some reason, I can't have my guys move here. Okay. This is very weird to me. I remember people being able to do stuff. Hey, look, you do that now. And here we can we don't have anything else to do there, so we won't edicts, research grants. We don't have enough for map the stars. Oh, shipyard. Oh boy. Okay. I kind of remember that. This is very weird. Modules and buildings, I think, used to be the same thing. We don't have enough to create even a Corvette. So now can I have you guys come here? There's a continental world and a savannah world. Wait, nope. I want another science ship. How do I make a science ship? help. There used to be a guy to help me. Oh, okay, so the shipyard specifically is something else? I am not used to that. That is very strange to me.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Oh, we need energy to recruit people now? What the heck? That's completely different. Okay. That would be excellent. Here, look, you can... You know, fully crewed science ship. Wow.
Construction complete.
Yeah, why don't you... Arctic World at 19. How big is our guy? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, that checks out, that checks out. You can go over here. Yeah. Huh. Let's see. I don't really know what to do right now. Alright, so I'm gonna have these guys survey these 3 systems. They're not really doing anything, so I'll have this one survey this system and survey this system. This system.
Construction complete.
Starbase. It's like, I remember this used to cost influence, but now it doesn't. What can I do with influence now? I used to use influence to pay for leaders, and you used to use influence to pay for a starbase. And also, you can't make a military base anymore. It's just starbases. This is very weird for me. I need to fully survey the system first, too. Okay.
Anomaly found.
There. Oh, let's see. Home to a number of exquisite impact craters. Something breaks the visual uniformity in one of the larger craters. Research time. Everything does look very different in this new update. We have research artifacts from an alien civilization on Talon 3A. What we have learned, or what we have translated so far of their language, we have learned that these aliens called themselves Eurasian Concordat. They were an interstellar power that held sway over this region of the galaxy a little over 1,000,000 years ago. They appear to have been six-limbed mammalians, and there are several references to some sort of plague called the Javorian Pox, which swept across their empire with devastating results, possibly leading to
Log updated.
their extinction. I don't care. Okay, so everyone's just flipping out that we found this new stuff, and yeah. Continental world is only 14 tiles, which I mean isn't the worst thing, but it's not fantastic either. Yeah, I don't mind building one of those, sure. And abandoned thrusting. In the center of a particularly large crater on THX-99 lies a cluster of metal shapes doubtlessly of alien origin. They are massive planetoid mountable propulsion devices intended to push THX-99 from its orbit for purposes and destinations unknown. The ISS Eggschat is on standby at its crew, ready to begin disassembly and analysis of the alleged propulsion systems with the hopes of improving their own thruster technology.
Research complete.
Oh. Neat. Oh, we don't need that, but that's cool. Let's upgrade our fleet.
Ships upgraded.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. But no habitable planets for us. Both our science ships are just kind of chugging along. Ooh, strategic resource. That's a neat piece of artwork. During its survey of Egror 4, the ISS Eggschat discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed Aldar crystals. Chipping these crystals causes the resulting splinter to expand and harden with explosive speed, making it an ideal material for fragmentation matrices and explosive munitions. While we do not possess the means to extract the resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. So we can't use it yet, but in the future, maybe. Why not? Oh yay! We have enough unity to adopt a new tradition. Expansion. So first we have to adopt one of these 6 or 7 things, and we get the adoption thing. So adoption effect, colony development speed increased by 50%. Supremacy, the future of this galaxy belongs to those who are strong enough to seize it. Starbase capacity increased by 2, and starbase upgrade costs reduced by 20%. Demand unlocks diplomacy, demand vassalization, and demand tribute. Don't really want to do that. Diplomacy, diplomatic influence costs reduced by 50%, and your trust growth increased by 33%. Shipyard build cost and building costs reduced by 15%. Anomaly discovery chance increased by 20%. I would say do that. And then next we can do does that even matter? I need to do a colony ship soon.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
Through hard work and experience, Tulanga has developed new skills. So if we ever do any psionics, he's our guy.
Anomaly found.
The asteroid F29J88 is emitting some form of radiation in controlled bursts to someone trying to communicate with us. We are researching it. Let's see. The Yggdrasil survey of the asteroid is temporarily halted as the probe is caught by an errant gravitational anomaly. The probe manages to transmit some data before it is brutally crushed by the extreme forces. Forces that completely dissipate as soon after. At least no one got hurt.